Hashtag no music, no intro. Saints Block Party podcast, our first recap. Even though it's preseason, we got a lot to talk about. The Saints were in action today against the world champs, Kansas City Chiefs. Ryan joked on the preview pod that the defense didn't want none of Mahomes, and Mahomes played anyway.
What?
Derek Carr looked like just a good quarterback, bro. That's the best way I can describe it.
Right.
We have had Andy Dalton, Trevor Siemian, and I know it's like, oh, it's just preseason. Listen, there are some things that when you see if it's a preseason, if it's training camp, you kind of take it as a grain of salt. But there are legit takeaways you can take away, even though it was the first preseason game.
Right.
And we're going to hit on them all. We had a very successful Zoom live stream for the first Saints Block Party podcast, new era. We had like 23, 24, 25. You more than that, bitch, bro.
Preseason game.
Preseason game. Oh, let's just start. So Saints get the ball first. Derek Carr orchestrates, and I think you said it best during that live stream. It just looked like the Saints offense. It wasn't 100%. There were some hiccups here and there, but we saw a lot of things. We saw AK having a burst, just a burst. We saw Cesar Ruiz looking like he might be a perennial Pro Bowler at guard. Bro,
what?
Words, bro.
I swear, dude.
Bro, he had some seal blocks. We saw, and it was so good to see a lot of the things offensively. Juwan Johnson, if you are in fantasy football, like the stock right now for Juwan, bro, it's taking off. I know Max had some stuff to say about Juwan at the draft, bro, but like Juwan gonna be all right with Derek Carr, man. He's gonna be all right. What else did we see? We saw motion. We saw Michael Thomas going down to catch a pass that was an okay throw, but not the best throw. Went down, caught it. We saw a screen pass. We saw Pete Carmichael call a screen pass for AK that actually worked. It's everything you want to see offensively from this team. And I get it. It's preseason. I throw that out, man. We were in those Zooms just dreadful when Andy Dalton and just and it was just like it felt like a breath of fresh air watching Derek Carr command of the huddle. They got in and out of the huddle. Just talk about it, Ryan. I could go on, bro. I don't, just talk about it.
No, you hit it right on, bro. Like we needed, I think even the coaching staff needed to see it. That's why they played the starters today. Like,
right.
You can practice all you want against your defense and all this stuff, but we need to see what we're working on, and we need to see if there's an improvement, man. So they went out there. Pete Carmichael put together a game plan, and it, like I said, it looked like the Saints offense. They were shuttling players in and out every snap, going to different receivers, different formations. I saw 11 personnel, 12 personnel, had motion. It just looked like if you replaced, I'm not saying Derek Carr was, as good as Drew Brees. I'm just saying it just reminded you of those days where
it did.
You remember those days, man. 12 o'clock game, Drew Brees come out there, hit downfield, score.
Yep.
It just felt like that. You know what I'm saying? And we haven't seen that in a long time. And, it remains to be seen if that'll be the case going into the regular season. But if you see it in the preseason, that's a good thing. Like, at least we're seeing it right now. So
at least you're seeing it right now. Yeah.
And this is week 1 of the preseason. So all that work from OTAs, minicamp, past couple of weeks of training camp, they were building something that you see that process working. Like it just puts a stamp. If you're a coach, you just feel like, okay, what we've been doing all these weeks, it's sinking it, it's working, it's coming together. So it was positive for sure.
It was. I want to give a shout out, and I get it, right? Again, it's preseason. We have some starters who will potentially start in the regular season didn't play. So Chris Jones holding out for the Chiefs. He's getting fined $1 million per preseason game he missed. So that was a missing factor on the Chiefs defensive line. However, time that the starting offensive line was giving Derek Carr on some of them passes, bro. You go back to that touchdown. Go back to that touchdown to Keith Kirkwood, a.k.a. Keith Backwood. Shout out to our dude, Miguel. He had time like that. Kirkwood getting open took time, man. And Carr had time to just be like, he was not phased at all, bro.
At all, man. Like I watched it, I rewatched it. Pennon had a pass rush on him that looked like he almost got beat, but right at that last second, he just stonewalled him and threw his guy to the ground. Everybody else held up in pass protection. It took a little time for that, play to develop.
It did.
And Dennis, Derek Carr, eyes downfield, wasn't fidgety at all. Nope. That's the thing I noticed about Carr, like in this preseason, bro. Wasn't phased at all. There were a couple of plays where he had to get out the pockets, but it wasn't like panicky out the pocket. It was like, okay, read one, read two. Pass rush. Let me get over here. Bang. Beautiful, bro. Like, that's what you want to see. That's the second reaction type plays that I was looking for from him, because we just didn't have that, bro, in our arsenal. Even the past, last 2 years with Breeze, we didn't have it in his arsenal because, he just aged so much. So that's just going to be, that's opened so many doors for this offense, bro. If he's able to do that consistently, what else we saw? Like you was talking about the offensive line. That's key number one. That's what I just finished rewatching just now, because I just really wanted to target in on the starting offensive line to see how everybody looked. Cesar Ruiz, like you talked about, bro, he had some outstanding seal blocks, opening up the run game. I posted in our in our Discord and on Twitter, just a block. I don't know who he was going up against. Could have been a scrub. But, man, he stood that dude up, and, the entire offensive line moved past Ruiz, but he stood this guy up, and he just wasn't moving. I don't know what that means. I'm just saying we ain't see Ruiz do stuff like that in the past. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't doing none of that. So he, coming off the Liz Frank injury, something we was worried about going into the season, and he's been having positive training camps. To see it in a game just is a good sign, because if he could develop from, year 1, 2, not a good player. Year 3, okay, average, solid player. And then year 4, like an actual good, maybe Pro Bowl caliber type. Man. Oh, man, that changes the game for you right there, boy.
Completely changes it. It was. I liked everything from that drive, even after the touchdown. Right, Derek Carr had that moxie when he was like walking back. Like, you just like to see it a little bit, bro. Just a little something in there, because you've said this on the podcast. We've talked about it, and again, try not to blow in things out of proportion. It is a preseason game, but the Raiders cut him. He had talks of all off season, man, Derek Carr is just mostly maybe a backup quarterback at this point in his career. So for him to just be able to operate as efficiently as he did, and this was an offense that did not have Rashid Shaheed playing in today's game. I know I'm getting a little ahead of myself. This team got to win 10 games at least, bro. In the NFC and the NFC South, they put up that stat of all the games that the quarterbacks who are starting. This team has to win. It
was 145 starts for Carr, and then the next 3 were 4.
Baker. Yeah, and then Bryce Young was 0. And Baker has had what?
8, what is it, 12 something? I don't know.
It was this team got anyway. What else you want to talk about from this preseason game against the Chiefs after the starting drive for the offense?
I guess we could talk about the defense. Look, they did go up. They went against the Patrick Mahomes-led offense. 2 drives?
One
drive, and shut them down. You know what I'm saying? They shut them down.
What did I ask for on the preview, bro?
You said it.
I said I wanted to see it. I wanted to see it. Starting defense, we saw Pete Warner. I feel it, bro. We got that apology video coming, bro. We got the Nader shirt and everything, bro. Just clock in, clock out, a professional linebacker, and watching the starting defense, I feel more comfortable about the interior of the defensive line with Brian Preseason, Kalen Saunders. You had Kalen Saunders doing the worm after like them stringing out, like Kalen Saunders doing the worm. Cam Jordan did got up with from like his back and just flipped back up.
I would be in the hospital if I tried that right up.
Bro, we might have to make that like a social media thing at the meetup, bro. At Elise's. Just record, see who can do it, bro.
We call the ambulance, bro. The ambulance on standby, man. That was crazy.
The energy. Something that stood out to me, even in a preseason game, there was, and I try not to be like that sports psychologist that look into stuff, but just like there was an energy about this team. And I don't know, was it because they were just playing the Chiefs and the Chiefs are the world champs, and that's what that kind of brings out. But there was just something like just a little like a notch was up that was not there during last season, just in the preseason. And maybe did you sense that too, or am I taking too much from it?
No, I agree, and I think part of that was them wanting to prove something, but also, like you mentioned, playing against the Chiefs, the Super Bowl champs. That means something for these dudes, bro. Like,
bring it out of you, bro.
Like, this is like, if you want to test yourself, you go against the best. That's why I did kind of like, give props to DA for just taking a risk and playing your players in week one of the preseason game, because they gonna get up for that. Like, Kalen Saunders, like, that's his former team, and like, I don't know if that's why he played like he played, but he played well, man. Like, I watched him closely. He was. Like, you watch the snap, he was off the ball first pretty much every snap.
Yes.
Strong, stout, just getting in there, getting in the mix with the run game. That's all we need from him. He's not going to be a 10-sack guy, nothing like that. That's not what he was brought in. But he's going to impact and disrupt every play he can. And he was a serious, like you said, man, after seeing him, seeing Preseason, even though, like Preseason, you could just see the athleticism and power and quickness. We haven't had a player like that on the interior, man, since I can remember, honestly.
Probably like Nick Fairley, like in his like.
That's what I'm saying.
Right, that's how far back it goes, bro.
Right, and he's still learning. He got so much to learn. I saw him with the spin move and stuff. He's gonna learn how to set those up and time those and stuff like that. All that'll take time. He missed a tackle on Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes does that to everybody.
Everybody.
But he was right there. It was like, you're going to learn how to time those and set those up and hide behind, the guard. And then when the quarterback's ready to leak out, you come out. Boom. He's going to learn all that stuff.
Like, he caused the pressure. This is much later in the game, but he caused the pressure that led to the interception. Like, he caused the pressure on the Chiefs quarterback. Alante tips it. It gets picked. Like, he was the one applying that pressure. Like, what did we say in the preview, right? We wanted to see like a flash, right? Just some flashes from certain players. We saw.
That's all you look for at this point in preseason. That's all you're looking for with rookies, man. Like, just show me something.
Peyton Turner.
I'm about to say, speaking of show me something, that's all we wanted, right?
Am I greedy for one and just a little more? Am I greedy?
You're not greedy. You're not greedy, bro. But he did show a little something. He did show a little something.
Yes, he did, man. It was like, I was like, what? Like, if you like, I'm gonna put my like, I'm gonna. I don't know if I have the game footage, but I want to put my reaction to that, him showing something in the play that he made. And what I liked about it too was when he went back to the bench, that smile wasn't there, bro.
Right.
It was like, It was like, I gotta ball out, bro. Like,
ain't no vibes. Ain't no vibes.
No. No. I know we joke and stuff on this pod, but at the end of the day, like, these are professional football players, right? Like, we know for a fact that players at some point, not maybe all of them, but like, they hear the shit, right? I'm sure some players have heard us talk shit about them over the last 3+ years, bro. Like, it just is. It comes with the territory of being a professional athlete. So if you hear that, you get the tweets. At some point, you don't want to smile no more. You just want to go out and dominate. And so it was
Not only that, you getting benched. Like your coaches are telling you this.
Like Carl Big Creep was starting over him, bro.
Exactly. So it's serious. You know what I'm saying? It's serious for him.
That's your paycheck.
He has control of it. Like he has control to. You could be a multi-millionaire and have life-changing money, or you could be a journeyman and out the league in a couple of years. It's completely up to him. Because
huge variance.
Huge variance. He has the talent. I don't know how much talent he has, but he has the talent to at least be a good, solid defensive end in the NFL. I think
he has the athletic profile.
That's what I mean. Yeah. The athletic talent to do it.
Yes,
the football instincts and all the things that come with
it. See.
We shall see. That's what we're trying to see now. So it's going to be just a work in progress for him, man. And we'll see. He's going to get a lot of snaps in these preseason games, obviously, because he was playing well into the third, fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if he went to the fourth, but for sure the third. Like he was out there in the third. Yeah. Absolutely. Speaking of rookies and talking about wanting to see it, got to talk about A.T. Perry in this podcast, Brian.
Got to talk about A.T. Perry, baby.
That's London's draft bay, and this man did not disappoint, Brian. Sixth round. And he did not look like a sixth round wide receiver draft pick out there, bro.
No. Six catches for 70 yards, touchdown.
And the touchdown. It was telling to me that, he was playing over Brian Edwards. He's playing over James Washington. And obviously, if you go by today's games, he should have been.
Yeah.
The thing that, like, to me, the battle he's quote unquote battling for is like, who's wide receiver 4? Is it him or is it Traquan? Like, that's the battle right now.
Yeah.
Or maybe Keith Kirkwood, because he was out there with the ones too. So
yeah, he was too.
But I will say A.T. Perry, I think after today's performance, he has for sure solidified his spot on the 53-man roster. Like, you can't cut or try to put A.T. Perry on the practice squad and be cute and think that's gonna work. It's not gonna work.
No, man. I mean, you talk about a 6'2", 6'3" player with good speed, physical.
Nah, man.
It's just and he's showing you something. Look, he was quiet in the off season during the OTAs, mini camp. Was kind of quiet early in training camp. Started to pop off and come on a little more as the weeks went along. And you seeing that build is what you want to see from rookies. Like not everybody going to come in and blow you away. You want to see that slow build. And for him to show when the pads is on, that's the ultimate evaluation.
That's it, bro.
Like that's when you evaluate. When the pads is on, going against another team, for him to show up like that, huge for him. It completely changed. Before I was kind of on the fence, like, oh man, he might go to the practice squad, might get that IR, IR stash or whatever.
Toenail
or whatever. Nah, like if he's healthy, he's gonna be on the 53, I think, man. And we'll see. He still has to, show up each of these preseason games and show he's able to learn and develop. But I think he has something, man, to where if Mike, God forbid, Mike Thomas, can't make it through the season or something like that, you got a guy that can come in and be that physical receiver, that can play the X and all that stuff. So it's going to be interesting.
I think he might, and I'm not trying to, please, people who listen to this, I'm not trying to compare him to this player at all, saying he's going to be like him as a pro, but I think he's the younger version of what they kind of envision, like Jarvis Landry being for the offense last season, right?
Exactly.
But he more explosive than Jarvis. Yeah. Kind of that same like tough, gritty role in terms of the receiver, in terms of possession and things like that.
He can make you look good. You look at that pass Jameis threw to him, that touchdown pass. I mean, it wasn't an off the target pass, but Jameis one of them. Jameis throw it up there. You know what I'm saying? Like YOLO, throw it up there and let my player do it. You gotta have players like that. You know what I'm saying?
You do. Speaking of Jameis, what were your impressions of Jameis in this game?
I thought he was solid. He was solid. Wasn't perfect. We know Jameis at this point, bro. Like we have seen enough Jameis over the years to know. Like some things he just does where it's just like, what are you doing, Jameis? Like, what are you doing? He'll take off on a run and just fall to his knees. It's like
awkwardly as shit too, bro.
He'll take some sacks that makes you wonder, like, why'd you take that sack? Why didn't you get the ball out? It's just who he is, but he also has still has a great arm. He gets that. He'll get the ball out to the. He's gonna force some big plays.
Yes.
So to me, I think he's still operating as a positive as a QB too. But it's just going to be interesting to see how it plays out long term if a team comes to calling or not.
Calling, right?
Because he's on a good squad right now, bro. Like he should be succeeding. So for him to come out in that first little series and with the starters and score a touch, well, mostly starters,
right.
but no,
yeah, it was
score a
touchdown.
That was nice for him.
Let's talk about that cornerback CB2 battle.
Interesting.
So Alante did not. So it's interesting that Alante did not have the best game today, right? But I wonder, and someone said this in our Zoom live stream, a lot of those mistakes came when he was playing the slot. He wasn't playing his natural position outside, right? I think I said this during the Zoom. I said I think the battle is over. I think is Paulson's at this point. I wouldn't be shocked. Let's say against the Chargers, maybe they give Alante a shot on the outside, right? And see how he does outside, and just give him a fair shot. Because and depends on who the Chargers play next week, right? But if he's going against Keenan Allen, he's going against a Mike Williams. Maybe not Mike Williams. I know he like broke his back and Brandon Staley tried anyway, or even like a Quentin Johnson, like that. That's a good matchup to kind of see where he is. But Paulson Adebo, like he played well. He had was good in like a good hit on someone caught a pass, and Paulson Adebo was right there to
stood him up.
Make
he was in the run game, involved in the run game and everything. Yeah.
It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be harder for Alante and Ross Tucker, Ross Jackson came on the podcast and said it, man. It's gonna be harder for Alante to take that starting job from Paulson Adebo, and I think everything we saw in today's game kind of shows us why.
I had the same thought watching it. After I watched it again, I'm like, I think he already lost the job. Like, you know what I'm saying? Man. Not to the point where he lost it like, damn, he's terrible, but it's just like,
no. Because like he's still better. So long. Yeah, but he's still so long, like the interception, the tip pass, like that was Alante. Like,
and I think them moving him to the slot just is them showing we want him on the field.
Right.
Like, we want to get him on the field. So DA talked about it in the post-game presser. Like, he said we were trying him in the slot. We want to get him more snaps in the slot. He's growing. Like, it's going to take those lumps to grow. Because he's like DA said, he said everybody wants to be an outside corner, but there's only 2 spots for it. Like, it's just the reality of the situation. So he's trying to grow Alante in the slot, and it's going to take time. So I think he's a good enough player to learn it too.
Here's my question for you: this season upcoming, do you? I'm not asking this if you were DA. I'm asking this as Ryan. Do you put Alante in the slot, knowing that you're gonna have some, maybe some busts here and there, what have you, but you trust his talent to ultimately win out, or do you go with someone like Roby, who, in theory, should be more seasoned and better suited for that slot position?
Look, to give it a little nuance, it'll probably be matchup based. But I would lean towards Alante because you got to learn. Look, this team started CeeDee Deuce as a rookie in the slot. Right. You know what I'm saying? And he took his lumps. Remember the San Francisco game and stuff like that. But he grew to be a really good player. And I think Alante, he could be the same way.
Yeah.
Plus, get him cross-training on the outside, stuff like that, which we know he can do. So that just makes him an all-around corner. That means you got somebody that can trail, that can follow other receivers and stuff like that. So I would definitely, like, if it was me, I would put him in a slot, have him learn, deal with the lumps, try to design my defense to be able to absorb some of those things and maybe give him a little safe alleyway here and there. But I would have him in the slot, man, because look, he's physical. He could be physical in the run game, in the pass game. It's just all about really understanding that two-way goal, watching a lot of film, understanding your opponent and all that stuff. I think he'll be fine in the slot, man. It's just going to take some time.
I agree with you. I had Marcus May had a damn good play against a tight end that led to a fourth down.
We just saw him. We saw Marcus May. It was like,
right.
What?
Oh, like he's on the team. Like, oh, he exists.
And what I noticed on that play, they had him down.
Yes.
They had Anthony Johnson, I think it was, kind of. He wasn't deep. He wasn't playing deep, but he was kind of the back safety. They moved Marcus May down in a coverage role to kind of a zone coverage role to catch the tight end, and so I was just like, okay, that's just interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like they're moving May around to kind of just do some different things. So I just thought that was interesting.
I mean, they let Marcus Williams walk and signed Marcus May. Like, to me, and again, I'm not going to say like they have to make it work, because we've learned sunken cost fallacy quite enough. But I could see why they feel like they want it to really work with him.
Yeah.
Because if not, you just look foolish. Like, you just look absolutely foolish.
Because you had a proven player right there.
Marcus Williams wasn't all pro at one point, was he? No, he wasn't.
I don't think he made all pro.
No, not pro. What anything else? One thing I did want to say, Nofi Sewell. Oh,
yeah.
Got some speed, bro.
And they had him with the ones, bro. It was him and P. Wern out there. I see something there. I'm like,
I do too, bro. I do too.
He's physical. He's like, is that attack mentality? We'll see. You know what I'm saying? Because that linebacker spot is wide open, bro. Like wide open. Jalen Smith can come and take it from him tomorrow. We'll know.
Had to wear this shirt. Had to put the
on fire, baby.
Right there, baby. Right there.
Hey, you had a sack today.
Yeah, bro. Like if you just juxtapose those two plays, right? They had him at linebacker playing in space trying to cover a running back, which that's not his game, and it goes for a first down. And you put a video of him rushing the passer, like it's like, oh, what? Oh, shocker! Like I don't understand. I don't get it, Ryan. Like I left this game thinking, fuck, the pass rush on the outside concerns me probably more than the interior does after watching the first preseason game.
Exactly.
And it's like, you can't figure out, like 15, 20 snaps a game, you can't figure out getting 53 on the field and rush the passer, bro. It's like, I don't get it.
Figure out something, man.
Speaking of pass rush woes, man, I know people are gonna say like he's a rookie. If you are a second round pick at edge rusher and you're going against third string offensive linemen, you gotta show something. You gotta show a little something. Like, if we're just taking things away from this game in terms of like concerns, Miller getting injured is a bit concerning. It sounds like he has a knee spring. I think DA came out and said doesn't sound like it's a major injury, but it puts more strain on the running back position with AK going to miss 3 games with a suspension. We'll go back to running backs in a little bit and talk about them. But that Bosky's play was concerning as hell to me, because it aligns with absolutely hearing crickets about him in training camp.
Exactly. That's what's concerning. It's like, even in game time, it's like the opposite A.T. Perry.
Right.
A.T. Perry, you kind of been looking for him on,
right.
And then come game time, it's like, okay.
Boom. Lights came on. I got you. Don't worry about it, coach.
Bosky is like, where you at, bro? Like, I watched him, and he couldn't get off his man, bro. Like, they put hands on him, and it's over. He's going against third string Amazon delivery drivers, and he can't get off the block. I just wanted to see a little more. I just wanted to see him try something. Like we talked about with Breesy. Breesy tried to spin move. It didn't work. You know what I'm saying? But you just
it was nice, though.
It was like, ooh, that looks kind of nice. It didn't work, but I see
it.
I
Right.
want to see something like, wow, like, okay, he got that in this move. If he does this, and this, it's gonna work. I didn't see none of that with Foskey.
Nothing, man.
Nothing, man. It's
I
like,
think
what is it? What is it? What's wrong? I don't know.
our dude White Wealth Chris said it best. He responded to a tweet of mine on Twitter, and just like saying like Foskey's gonna be like that rookie and who's like inactive like every
Yeah.
game, bro. Like I see it coming.
Which is kind of like the norm in life. You know what I'm saying? But it's like,
But
I don't want it.
this is why the Foskey thing annoys me, right? And I know it's the first preseason game. We're making generalizations. We shouldn't do that. Blah blah blah. It's just what we do, right? I think the thing that's annoying about Foskey is that, and I don't know the full story, so I don't want to tell the full story, but I can tell some of it. Is that the pick for the Saints in the second round was originally going to be Brian Branch. Somehow
he was looking nasty yesterday too.
Nasty Ryan. Could you imagine sitting with Brian Branch a lot? So, and I don't know the full story, but somewhere along the way, someone got talked. I don't know if it was like a pounding on the book. I don't know what it was, but obviously Brian Branch did not end up being the draft pick. It became Isaiah Foskey. So, and this is one of those things when we talked about this. When were we talking about this? I don't remember where it was. Probably like the preview pod, right? It was the preview pod. We were talking about the Mahomes thing. Like, it was fine if the Saints didn't draft Mahomes. Like, if they got jumped for him, if we weren't going to draft him, you know what I mean? Because it's like, I was like, oh well, they weren't going to draft him anyway, so like that's bad scouting. But it's not like they. Mm-hmm. This is. I'm not saying it's the same level, but if you have someone like Foskey who may not contribute a lot this season on a position of need on the defense where it was sorely needed, and Brian Branch is out here going to be making plays for the Lions in the secondary with CD Deuce, bro. That's where I think it kind of aggravates me a little more than most, because just knowing that
Brian Branch might take CD Deuce's job.
Brian Branch was looking nasty out there,
bro. So,
and then,
you know, if that was a decision that was made, obviously it was for need. They went to need versus want, or need versus evaluation, or whatever. But I'm not tripping about Foskey right now. I'm not tripping about him. But you just put a little highlight over his name, like, okay, I need to watch him next week to see if there's any improvement.
Oh, don't worry. I'm going to be at the game, bro. No, I'm going to be at the game. I don't know. I got to check SoFi. They're going to let me bring my fancy-ass camera in there. But if they let me,
you get in on that, bro. I want to see what's going on.
with the lens, bro. Just whoa, no, that looks something. Anyway.
Look, Ross Jackson has some really nice excuses for Foskey.
Ross is a nice guy, bro. Like, Ross ain't going to throw nobody.
Bro. Over here, though, we ain't giving you all that, bro. We ain't giving you all that.
Gotta see it. Trying to think. I mean, sorry, let's go back to running back. Jamal Williams looked a lot slimmer, just looked good, like just pushing the pocket, just bringing that punishing presence that's been missing sorely.
Yeah.
With the Saints, we didn't see much of AK, but we saw him have that little 10-yard plus run.
I'm good.
We saw that screen pass. I was like, all right, cool. The most surprising thing, Ellis Merriweather?
Who?
Bro, we were in the Zoom live stream watching him just have some nice runs and just kept, and I was like, who is this? Like, we have a Saints podcast, bro, and no one in the Zoom who knew who Ellis Merriweather was.
Where'd he come from?
I had to go to his Saints his page on the team website, bro, and read an undrafted rookie or UDFA from the University of Massachusetts. And I'm not trying to make an overall generalization, but before Miller got hurt, if you just compare apples to apples, like Merriweather was a little more like impressive in running the ball than Miller was. Sorry, Merriweather was playing with like a third string offensive line, bro.
I don't know.
Maybe it's nothing, because we've seen.
I rewatched Kendra Miller's snaps, most of them, I mean, there weren't any holes there. Like I don't even know how to. I don't even know what he would have done in those situations because there weren't any holes there, and they were for Merriweather. So I don't know, bro. Or sometimes Merriweather is able to hit the holes when they're created quicker. I don't even know. So I can't say who's better right now. But I just know Kendra had a disastrous day. Disastrous, bro.
Did not. I mean, he had. I will give him this. He had some pretty good blitz pickups. I want to also give credit for some Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams has some great,
nice one.
Nice, bro.
Nice one. But nice. Like Kendra, bro, you get hurt. You don't look all that great. And then Merriweather looks better. It's just like, man.
That's a terrible day at the office, right?
And people are already looking at you because you talk a little shit about AK. So it's like, you know, I wanted more for him. I wanted more for him.
And I wonder, because right, the running back room right now consists of AK, Jamal Williams, Merriweather, Miller's injured. We know he got a knee sprain. We don't know how severe or severity of the knee sprain. I wonder at this point, I don't know if they circle back to Kareem Hunt. I don't know if they hit up Zeke Elliott. Like, there's some veteran running, like, because at some point you just need running backs to just take snaps in preseason, bro.
Right.
But like, if you see someone like Merriweather, like, yeah, you're gonna want to see it more in the preseason. But it's like, all right, we got Miller hurt. Like, how much do we like if he continues to show this? Like, how much do we really want to use him in the preseason? Because we might need him in the regular season for at least the first 3 games.
Yeah, man, they need a body. I think they need a body. I don't know who it is. You know, somebody like Zeke probably was just like, you know, probably rather just be home than get paid, you know, league minimum to come run snaps in the preseason.
I will say this though.
What about well, I have to say that. Go ahead, say that.
If I'm the Saints, right, and they should just put me in to be like their negotiator, right? I think I could help them out a lot. I'll call up Zeke. I say, hey, look, I know you probably don't, you know, you don't want to. You're a veteran. You're established in this league. I know you don't want to run these carries in preseason, but 1, we got to get you in football shape, and 2, we got Chris Olave here. We got Michael Thomas here. We want to be a part of your rebirth, the second half of your career. Why not do it with people that you played with Ohio State? I'm just saying, like, there's a way to do it. You know what, Saints? If y'all listen to this, y'all watching this in the front office, just clip that. Just clip that and just send that to Zeke. And in New Orleans, bro, you already know Zeke like exposing titties. That's the perfect match.
He gonna be right there on the balcony, bro. Just
No, sorry. What was you gonna say after the Zeke day?
What about Lenny? Playoff Lenny.
Oh man, no, bro. I think I'm good on Lenny, man. I think I'm good on Lenny. I would probably be lean Ezekiel Elliott than Lenny, honestly. Like, they both look like they running in snow boots. I guess Zeke looks like he the lesser, like, running of like the lighter of the snow boots in terms of just watching them recently. Just it's fascinating. Anything? Oh, one thing I did want to mention. I'm still a little worried about Will Lutz, bro.
He just went a little. He was just like,
bro. Yeah. That was 30, like 35. I don't even know what the distance was. It was not like a long ass field goal.
It wasn't at all,
and it was close.
And I know he felt something about Groupie getting that winning field goal, bro. And Groupie hit that thing. He hit that thing right down there, bro.
Bro, the funniest shit was the Zoom live.
Oh, that was crazy.
So if you are not a part of the Zoom live stream, please come to Patreon, get in there. Even if you are not in the actual Zoom, like, you could be in there, you could have your camera off, you can have your microphone off, you could just be there just listening,
just throw it on in the background somewhere, yeah,
whatever. And you also got access to seeing the game. But our dude Tyler in Houston said, like, the most Saints thing ever would be this, and I said, nah, Tyler, this will be the most Saints thing ever. And I literally said this verbatim. I said, they're going to go on, because I think they had just scored. Oh, it was after the failed 2-point conversion.
Mm-hmm.
I said they're going to go on defense. The Saints are going to somehow cause a turnover against the Chiefs. They're going to drive down the field and miss the game-winning field goal. Like, I literally
And what happened was number 9. Who was 91?
Ellis. No, he was a Jet recently.
He was a Jet. Yeah,
he just signed like a week ago.
Just signed like a week. Can't remember his name, but one of the most amazing interceptions I've seen. Like, it was
just
amazing.
He actually had some pretty good snaps like throughout the game too.
It's like, this guy, amazing interception. You called it, bro. They went right down the field and kicked the field goal. It was amazing.
So
you got the script.
Got the script. However, I will say that so as we're watching all of this, right before the kick is kicked, because I live in California and we're watching on YouTube TV, and the next game after the Saints game on NFL Network was the Raiders and the 49ers, and it just started. Literally cut out to a blackout as like the kick was happening.
As like he was lifting his leg to kick the ball. Everybody like, what happened?
It was hilarious. Hold on. I'm trying to find out that because I was watching his snaps from 91. I was like, what snaps, bro? Just trying to see
something. Phillips.
There you go. I got the roster right here. This is great video podcast. There it is. Kyle Phillips.
Yeah.
4th-year player. He went to Tennessee. Had some good plays, bro. Had some good plays.
Let's see. We need it all. DE.
Oh, bro.
All of it. I don't care what you do. Give us 5 good snaps. We'll take it.
Blake Gilligan had an awful first punt and then rebounded the next 2. Do you take
special teams in general was pretty nice though?
Stellar, Ryan. The punt coverage, kickoff coverage, all of it. Who was it? Was it Quan Baker who had the perfect downing of the punt, like on the 1 yard line?
I thought, what is his name? Bowden. What is his name?
Lee Bowden.
Lee Bowden. I thought he looked good. I just thought overall, like, it was a nice operation. Overall, so special teams important, man. I just want to see how that works out.
Think we anything else?
Oh, one more thing.
Go ahead.
Jake Hayner.
Yes.
Go on Twitter, man. He's getting trashed, bro. Jake Hayner is done. He ain't gonna make it in this and that.
If you watch today's game and did not come away at least decently impressed from Jake Hayner, then you have terrible football eyes. You have terrible football eyes. Like I'm trying not to be rude. Like, I don't want to be blunt, but he was playing with second string, third string offensive line. You saw enough things out of him where it at least like kind of put the things that are coming out of training camp like together. You didn't see all of it, right? But you saw a lot. You saw some throws, some good timing throws. He got a little arm, bro.
That's what surprised me.
Me too.
Because I was told, like, man, this dude has like a tic-tac arm. I was like, noodle arm. I was like, okay, that's fine. But I mean, he got a little pop to it. Not that cannon or nothing, but it's a little pop to it. Oh, okay, a little Scarlet. A little Black Widow, you know what I'm saying? He got a little something there, bro. Okay. Pop to it. And I thought as the game went on, I thought he got a little better. And look, bro, it's just hard. Like, quarterback is hard. Bryce Young took a bunch of sacks for struggling. C.J. Stroud struggled. Anthony Richardson. Like, it's hard to play quarterback in the league. So I just was not I think some people expected him to really look good because of his camp tweets and stuff like that. But, like, I hope for that. But to me, it was the things I was looking for was, okay, how did he look in the pocket? He looked good in the pocket. I thought his arm looked good. I thought his decision making for the most part was pretty good. He was a little inaccurate on some of the throws. But he doesn't have that happy feet when there's pressure. at all.
which
At
is
all. And
huge
that's
for a
huge
young
to me, bro.
quarterback, man.
Oh my God, it's so huge, bro. So that to me, I saw the things that would help him build upon being
Absolutely.
a solid quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
it just made me like, okay, I want to see more. I want to see him play with the twos,
Yeah.
maybe get a couple starters in there or something like that. I want to see how he does with that. Because he was just playing with, third string guys. And plus, I'm sure his mind was just scrambled, bro. Like,
Just all over the place, bro. All over the place. I just want to get this has nothing to do with the Saints, but like right after the Saints game, it was the Niners and Raiders game. Man, Aiden O'Connell out there was looking good, bro. The rookie
That's
from
crazy.
Purdue.
That's crazy. I think it was like in January, Tony Pauline wrote something on him.
Yep.
And he was like, everybody's talking about Aiden Connell's coming into the league, going to the Senior Bowl and all that stuff. He's like, yeah, all Bryce Young and all those guys, but this guy is the one like football people love. That's what he was saying about him.
Bruh.
So I went and watched him. I was like, oh, okay. Drew Brees coached him that one bowl game or something like that. It was like, okay, like, this is somebody I could see with the Saints. I kind of
Right.
wanted to draft him. So that doesn't surprise me, bro, because he, like, when I watched him, he kind of like Jake Henry, he just does all the right things.
I mean, the biggest
But
difference is just size. Like that's a
big, yeah,
big
he's a big
stout dude.
physical quarterback.
Yeah.
So man, I mean, if I'm who's their starter, the Raiders?
Jimmy G. Listen, I tweeted it, bro. I said the quarterback, rookie QB 2 for the Raiders should be starting over Jimmy G. I saw enough in one game, bro.
Hey, bro, and you know how the coach is, man. He might look at it as like a young Brady or something.
Right? Anything else? Anything else from today's first preseason game? I think we hit it all, man.
No, bro. I think it was a good, positive first step for the 2023 New Orleans Saints.
I do too.
In DA's second stint as a head coach and his second season as a head coach, which we stomped the shit out of him his first season, deservedly.
Yes.
And he's trying to rebound. The whole team is trying. The whole squad.
I'm trying, Jennifer.
I'm trying. So, and the first preseason game was a positive step. We'll see how it goes from here.
And I think the biggest takeaway from this game for me, Derek Carr was a big one.
Big one, bro.
Excuse me. Biggest takeaway that I had though, and I don't remember what play it was, but it was some big play for the Saints. It was a good play for the Saints, a positive play. Player goes, sits down on the bench. Michael Thomas goes up, doubts him up. All the veteran stars, I think AK maybe went over, gave him some love. It's tiny. It's like a tiny thing, but like those like little things in football and sports, but football especially because it's very like that shit is big to me, man. Like it's big. And seeing that, I was like I think these guys are dialed in. They're dialed. You could tell they're dialed in, and barring catastrophic injury luck, like I feel pretty confident that this team should at least be in the mix for a playoff spot. Like they kind of have to be. Like they don't have a choice not to be with everything they got to, man. They have to. But I think
I know exactly what you're talking about. And I saw Derek Carr chopping it up with Michael Thomas. Just you tell them it was an intense conversation about the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like figuring things out.
Knowing them, bro, they was probably talking about the missed throwing fade in the end zone. They probably talking about like that like
put it over here for me. Look.
Yeah. It just if the team feels different, and even for us as podcasters, right? We do this. We're fans. We've been doing this podcast for over 3 years, and I think where we are now with it, we are just getting better. Our social media content presence is increasing. We're just doing things that are good, but I think just if this team is as good as they can be, that vibe that's going to be for us as as viewers, just fans in the Zooms, just having a good time, man. It should hopefully be a fun fucking season, bro. And that's all you can hope for. Like win games, get in the playoffs, look fun doing it, and just enjoy it. That's all, man. That's all.
One last thing.
Go ahead.
Jimmy Graham catching the ball, bro.
Bro,
almost brought tears to our bro.
Almost shut, bro. That is
and
not.
Then the crowd was loud for him.
Loud, bro. Like, one, had the same feeling, almost shed a tear. Two, that was, I don't say that with like hyperbole. Like, I legit got emotional watching him catch that pass. 2, 3, that first drive, bro, when the Chiefs was out there, like the dome was rocking. The dome was. We heard it. I had brought it up during the Zoom, like the dome kind of ready on the
and get a who that something to celebrate, bro. They gonna celebrate.
We gonna celebrate. So keep in mind that next home game will be the Texans home game. We'll be raffling off a ticket to that game. We'll be raffling off a ticket to every Saints home game. There's gonna be different ways to enter into the raffles throughout the season. Please, 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 please. If you are not going to be able to attend the game, just don't enter the raffle, please. It just makes it a lot just easier for us in terms of like logistics and trying to figure things out. But we're excited for what we have in store for y'all this season. If you're listening to this, you've always been like a person that just listens to our podcast episodes. We're on YouTube. We do video episodes every time now. Our video quality is getting chef's kiss. This is the time to become a Patreon. Like this time right now is the time you want to become a Patreon. Even if you're not in part of the Zooms, you have access to the games. It's the time, like our Discord all day, game day was popping all day. Even if people weren't in the Zoom, they were in the channels talking about the game.
Yeah.
Time to be a part of Saints Block Party. Joining the community is right now $1 a month. Like that's a drop in the bucket. And I know it's tight times right now. Ryan, I filled up today for $4.99 a gallon. Times tough right now.
No.
A dollar a day can give you access to so many things. So thank y'all for
a month. Not a day. A month. It's $1.
trying to ride these niggas blind.
like we want to, people in, Somalia or something, man. Like,
My bad. Sorry. $1 a month. Give you access to all these things. But seriously, thank y'all so much for all the support. We see it building. We see more likes on the content we're putting out. The listen, we get it. It's off season, but we know that the listens are going to start bouncing back up as soon as the season start. But we are truly proud of what we have built and are continuing to build because we know how special it is. But that is it. We'll be back. I want to say on Wednesday. We'll try to record the Chargers preview on Wednesday. I want to see if I can somehow get my way to the Chargers Saints joint practice in Costa Mesa. One of the weirdest things of like saying that only Chargers season ticket holders have access to that joint practice. I've never heard of that before, but I will try my best to get there. If I don't go to the joint practice, I will absolutely be at the Chargers Saints preseason game. I'm going to be there. London, Wallace, Miguel, so many of our community is gonna be at that preseason game. We're not doing like a meetup or anything like that, but we represent the Saints on the West Coast, bro.
West Coast deep out there, man.
We out here, man. But thank y'all for all the support. We'll be back recording Wednesday night. Hopefully get it posted for you guys for Thursday. You got Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Listen to it before the game on Sunday. We'll be back next couple of days. Thank you for the support. With that, we're out.
Peace.